Hello, everyone. I'm Benny DeCecca, Chief Executive Officer of Validation Institute, and today I'm joined by Renzo Luzzati, President of USRX Care. Welcome, Renzo, and thank you for being here.
Thanks, it's a pleasure.
Just so everyone knows a little bit about USRX Care, you are a pharmacy benefits risk management company devoted to helping employers and individuals save money on their prescription drugs. At the moment, many employers do not realize the amount of wasteful spending that is occurring on prescription drugs, and the annual increases do not need to happen. So let's jump in and learn more about this and hopefully help many of the companies that are out there listening today. Renzo, can you provide us a brief introduction to USRX Care and touch on what makes you unique in the pharmacy benefits industry?
Sure, I'd be happy to, and thanks for this opportunity. So we are unique in that we are not a product of the PBM industry. We actually grew up in the health plan space. So think of a director of pharmacy at Humana, for example, or Blue Cross Blue Shield, or Centene back in the day when they had 2 million Medicare, Medicaid, and commercial lives. So that's where we cut our teeth managing pharmacy risk for at-risk health plans. It's a very different environment than the traditional PBM model, particularly for self-funded employers, where the PBM is administering risk, and unfortunately has developed conflicts of interest over time that don't necessarily serve the best interests of the client, right? So we come at it from a risk management perspective, and we took all the learnings from over 2 decades of managing risk for health plans and brought it to the self-funding marketplace so that they get the same clinical rigor and fiscal responsibility that they expect out of a benefit manager for their self-funded, frankly, at-risk account.
And the Validation Institute recently awarded USRX Care 2 validations for your ability to save employers money and your commitment to transparency. Can you talk more about how this commitment to transparency is translated into savings for your clients?
Yes, and we're proud that we were validated on transparency, as you mentioned, and savings. And we kick it up a notch in that we are committed to upholding and adhering to fiduciary standards, right? Part of fiduciary is transparency, right? And that's important. I've been in this business 30 years and I've been talking about transparency, and we're still talking about it, right? We have clients that have a difficult time getting data out of their previous carriers, even though that's the law of the land now with the Consolidated Appropriations Act, right?
Right.
So that was a start, but we have a ways to go. But in terms of fiduciary, so there are 3 components to a fiduciary under ERISA. One is, or there's 3 key attributes. Number 1 is no conflicts of interest. Number 2 is only looking out for the best interests of the plan and the plan participants. And number 3 is all financial and utilization information is in full view. So transparency, right? So transparency is one of 3 legs under the umbrella of fiduciary. So we make a fiduciary commitment, we put it in our contract, which means that number 1, no conflicts of interest. So all the things that give individuals heartburn about their PBM don't exist in this organization. And as a result, when you take all the shackles away, you focus on 2 things: clinical rigor, getting the drug right, and number 2, buying at the lowest available price. So our mission as an organization is to deliver needed medication therapy at the lowest available cost.
Wow, that's awesome. And we were very excited to have the opportunity to look at the numbers and see what you did there. But can I ask, why did you engage Validation Institute to take a look at the organization?
Yeah, very important. First of all, you've established a good name in the marketplace. Congratulations. And there's so much noise, particularly in the PBM space, maybe on the carrier side too. But in the PBM space, there's so many promises made and not kept, right?
Mhm.
And I think of every time an organization goes through an RFP, they get all these promises for discounts and savings and additional rebates. For organizations that go through an annual market check, they're out of or their cost for their pharmacy benefit should be 0 by now because they've discounted it so many times, right? And that's not the case. Why is that? That's another subject for another time. But cutting through the noise, right? So being validated by an independent third party, such as the Validation Institute, was really important for us. It's not us just saying that we're effective and we're cutting costs in half. For example, we have the Validation Institute that took a look at our savings and validated, and that's really valuable.
Well, thank you. And this has been all amazing information, Renzo, and thank you for being here today. If any of you are looking to learn more about USRX Care, I encourage you to go to validationinstitute.com and read the validation reports. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you again, Renzo.
Thank you so much. Take care.